Testing volume, hello. Testing volume, hello. Okay, so that works. Oops, wrong app. Okay, I hope you guys are having a great Saturday. Saturday evening, that is. Got the H here, HB here, eraser, eraser, my paper. And today, I'm going to do some rendering of this dragon. Now, I was looking at this drawing, and I'm missing a few details. I bet you guys don't know what those details are, but I'm going to put them here, I think. I have some space here for that, so basically what I'm going to do is put some leaves, a few leaves here, because he's supposed to be he's a small dragon. And right now, he kind of, well, it's a walnut. Kind of looks like a big dragon, because these mushrooms are kind of small, which means, which is okay. I mean, I can make those mushrooms bigger, but I think if I put some leaves here, let's see what happens. So leaf here, one leaf over here. Looks kind of like a taco. And one over here to show that he's not a big dragon. And obviously this is probably coming from a branch that's off screen here. Off the paper, I kind of like that. It's a nice touch. So maybe I'll just make it permanent. Just start rendering this. Now this is just the supporting cast, these leaves. You should just think about that when you add things to your drawings or paintings or whatever you're doing. It's good to put important things around it that support your main subject. Don't add, like, back here I probably could add things, but it wouldn't make this drawing any better. It would just convolute it with junk back there that unnecessary. And in terms of shadows, shading, I could have these leaves in shadow, which means this would also be in shadow. Like maybe there's some light hitting it from this direction. I still haven't decided which direction the light's coming from. It could be from the right. It's hitting this direction, so the shadows fall this way. And this could still be in shadow, if that's the case. But I have not decided that yet, so. Fun stuff. Then I gotta figure out if I can put more detail in the in the wings here. Like smaller detail. Maybe not. Because as it is, I think the wings already have enough detail. So this kind of stuff that goes to artists' minds. I'll start by shading in this moss here. Really rough like, and make sure I'm on camera here. I should move this. I forget to move my drawing sometimes. We just had some neighborhood friends visit us today from Northern Carolina. They used to live here in California, but they retired to Northern Carolina. They built like a custom home down there for themselves. But it was nice to see them. They came by today to say hello to us. Well, not just to us, but because we live in a cul-de-sac here and a pretty tight community, and pretty much everyone knows everybody, which is really cool. But no one bothers people, which is also nice because I like my privacy. But they came by to visit the neighborhood again, and they used to make banana nut bread every Christmas and pass it around, one loaf for pretty much every neighbor here. So they left the impact. So when they left, we were kind of sad that they left because they're really nice people. But they stopped by today and we got to chat with them for like 3 hours. It was nice to catch up on things. That's what I did today, other than watch some golf. Yeah, so now with the lighting, let's think about the shadows. I'm going to change my glasses. I'm starting to see blurry. These other glasses are stronger, but so when I take them off, my eyes are tired. So here, I think I'm going to go with the light coming from the right, which means I'm going to have to shadow work falling this way. The foot's here. This whole thing could be dark because that's the foot shadow. Then we have the leg shadow falling this way too. Well, now they're kind of mixing in. I'm not worried about that. I can always fix that later. But right now, I'm just getting the shadows done. And I think here we'll have the shadow go like this. And maybe like this. I could have the shadow actually go further up. Let's try that. Further up the branch. Maybe I could curve the shadow here. And this could be completely in shadow. I don't think I need to have a highlight over here. But if I could put one in later if I need to. I just need to see this overall kind of feels I get out of it. This shadow here is probably too thick. Since the light's coming from this direction, I'll put the arrow here. That's where the lighting's coming from. So that would mean the left side of his body will be in shadow. Let's work on that. I could leave a little edge here. A little edge of light. And maybe over here too. And this here could be dark. This whole part of the leg here. So you can see the highlight there. And this foot will also probably be in complete shadow. Let me just bring out some details. Okay, so this part will be in shadow. And this would probably cast a shadow here. Something like that. So the light's coming from this way, so this would have some shadow work here. This could have a highlight here. And some shading here on the edge. To show that the highlight's hitting here. Let's add some more lighting here just by erasing away some of the pencil work. And this will be all in oops. shadow. No light hitting over here. And let's darken these leaves over here. We could have light passing through these, but for now I'll just shade it in. For now I have to shade it in because these are in shadow. Shadow of the tree shadow. Let me just erase this arrow. Now if you want something that look like there's light going through, the trick is to do this. You want to make the edges a little darker. I'll show you on this leaf here. So where it gathers in here, oops, there's less light, basically even no light passing through there because it's very compact. It's compact, same thing here, maybe compact at the tip here. And then if light's passing through, you would see all the veining. Just doing this real quick. And then you make it fuzzy here at the edges. I mean, I'm putting a lot of detail on that leaf, so that would be one where the light's going through the leaf, and we kind of continue that idea up here. Am I on camera? Okay, I'm still on camera. I gotta look at my camera once in a while because I move this around, and sometimes I'm off camera. Same thing with this. We're going to make this dark here. That's the veining. The edge would be dark. And then we have the little veins of the leaf. And where it's compact over here, there's less light going through. So that kind of gives you an effect of light going through the leaf there, even though it's in shadow. I'm not going to do it to all the leaves. I just want to show you as an example how you would do it. This one, there's one in shadow completely. And just put some veining of the leaves. So we have that done. Back to Ye Old Dragon here. We have the rib cage. Ribcage over here, and so the lighting, back to the lighting. I have to use your imagination here. I definitely catch some light here on the right side, so this would be in shadow. That little highlight right there. I could probably make it more pronounced. Just erase some pencil. And the lighting's coming at an angle, so we're gonna have to have a shadow of this elbow. Maybe like this. Let's see how this comes out. Just try to imagine this shadow coming through here. And I'll shade this in too. Because it's going like this, so the shadow would go like this. But we also need shadow here because the body's rounded. So maybe we should just go like this. So it's starting to take form now that I'm rendering this thing. Now this arm here will be completely in shadow. Obliterated. As well as the fingers. As well as the walnut. This would be in shadow. We shadow down here and then go up. Put the shadow on the head. And here, I'm going to just shade it in the ear. It makes it darker to here. Shade that in. And I'm going to leave a little white line up there. Now these are really kind of dark. So I'm going to erase some of these lines that I made yesterday. And the light's coming from the right. And here, we probably get this effect like this. And then we have the other ear back here. I'm just going to shade that in. I could put a highlight, but maybe it doesn't need it. And then we have the neck area. And this will probably be shaded completely like this. Because again, the light's coming from the right side. And I'll have to darken this later, but for now, I'll leave it alone. And we got the shadow of the fingers. And you don't have to do all the shadowing that I'm doing, but I enjoy doing this kind of stuff because it looks like it's actually holding on to the nut there. And back to the tail. The tail could also be completely in shadow. I'm not going to put any highlights on it. Just remember, not everything has to have a shadow and a highlight. Or both, you know. You can just put it completely shaded if you want. And why? Well, because you control. The artist controls the narrative of the drawing. Am I on camera still? Okay, I'm still on camera. And if you feel that you need to put a highlight, you can always do that later. But for now, this tail is in shadow. There. And you don't have to, as an artist, you don't have to explain the shadows and the highlights, but you have to have an idea where the light's coming from. And now we have a shadow of the body, probably casting on the wings, right? So I'm going to do some of that here. Maybe like this. And this will be lighter. It won't be very dark because the wings are transparent, so it's not gonna get really dark. And this could completely be shaded. So the light's hitting here only. And with these wings, since the light's coming from the right, we could just shade the inner part of the wing, right? And this is lightly shaded. And then we can put some, maybe I won't. I was putting some veining in here, but I might get too detailed. It's already a lot going on. What I could do is darken the edges of the wings with my H lead. Let's see, how dark will I get here? Oops. Now I gotta look at it from a distance. Okay, That looks fine. It's not too dark. Here I'm going from dark to light, dark to light, dark to light. So that looks nice. And we'll continue with the other wing over here. Nice thing about darkening this part of the wing is that it frames the branch. The branch pops up. And the negative space. There's the negative space here. Those are art terms for you guys. Art terms. Negative space. I don't always draw a line. Now that I'm shading, the shading itself makes the curve, the curvature. I could put a line in later, but I feel there's a need for it. Otherwise, I just won't. Now, we have this branch, we have this moss. I think the moss could be darker, so you can see the foot better. So I will do that. I'm still working, oops, maybe a little too dark. Still working on my H-LED, and I'm literally shading around the foot. I'm trailing it off towards the bottom, so it's not one solid dark color. And if the toes get lost, I just get my eraser to get the toes back in there. I'll continue with the dark moss here. And when you're drawing, just in general, you notice I have like one here, a space, one. See these two spaces almost identical? You don't want that. So what you want to do is maybe make it a little different. You know, the gapping and spacing of things is really important. This might be darker later when I shade the body up some more. And I'm still working with H here, so I'm gonna darken this part of the body here. And here, put some little details just like that, and darken this. Just to show that it's deeper in there. Then we have the leg coming inside here, which means it's probably a little darker here, so you could see the leg. I want to darken this part of the chest so you can see the walnut. Just like that. And this side over here. And right underneath the walnut, it'll be darker to show that's close to the body. And I'm here just suggesting the scales. You shouldn't draw the scales completely dark. Maybe just here where they start out. Little details. Little dynamic points like that. Now if you want this hand to stand out, you can choose to darken the walnut or darken the hand. So what I'm going to do is darken the hand. Just like so. trail it off. And this one, I could shade the whole thing in like this. And then I could erase some of it to show the finger. Let's see here. Oops, I erased too much, but that's okay. I can always draw in the detail. My eraser is not that pointy. There we go, we have that going there. And be darker here some. And right here. Oh, there's some depth going in there. I think the walnut's fine the way it is, but I could put some more little details. Maybe some line work. Some line work here and there. That works pretty good. Mr. Young! A husky princess? What's a husky princess? Do you into a husky princess? Make him sprinkles? Pixie dust? What the heck? Are you kidding me? Are you being serious here? Let's see here. Thanks for stopping by with a comment. This is a kind of a sketch drawing. You missed the last one. I did this one right here. This is more of a drawing. There's still more sketches in it. This is the spider monkey. Let's get back over here. And this time we decided to do the fairy dragon. I'm doing all this in HLED. I have not gotten any darker. I don't think I have to get any darker. Sometimes I use my HB, which is darker. Oh yeah, what was I doing? I was gonna do the neck. Like that, and you want some detail here. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, don't look too bad. And I'm gonna darken this here. Make sure I'm not missing any shadows here. It's coming this way. That's in shadow. I think I have to define some of this here. Just a little bit. Just some line work. And back to the head. Now these are supposed to have big smiles. According to the monster manual, I have to give this guy a smiley. And since this is the shadow side, I gotta show some teeth. And this would be shadow. I'm not sure if the cheek could catch some highlight. And just a tad. Trying to think here. Should make his eye lighter. What if I lighten this instead, making it darker? Okay. I could probably darken these leaves a little bit. And over here we have the mushrooms. Time to develop this a little bit. Just some. Now these are supposed to be in shadow, but they could catch some light, like this. Because the light's coming from over here. These could be in shadow though. Maybe this could be in shadow too. Okay, that's some pretty good detail there. I think I have to erase some of this pencil work here. And then redefine the edge. Some moss, maybe some I don't know, thingies, plants, whatever. And I think that's it. I think I'm done with this sketch drawing. I could make this a little darker here. And with this dragon, because it's you know it's a dragon, you don't have to put any scales on it unless it doesn't need it. You don't have to go in there and bunch of little more details. If anything, I can probably darken these spikes here. They look kind of weak. Yep, I think I'm done with this thing. Ta-da! Now I get to sign this thing. Right down here. $20.25. Let's see if I can give you a close-up of this. Can I do that? I don't think I can. There, it's as close as I can get it. I can't get any closer. I could have to like take it off, take my camera off the tripod. I don't feel like doing that. That's a pain in the butt. Well, thank you guys for stopping by. Thanks, Mr. Young, for stopping by and say hello. And I think next stream, if you want to tune in, make sure you hit the alerts so you know when I'm on. I'll probably be doing goblins, because I just love doing goblins. Some pesky little goblins doing something mischievous. Okay, that's enough. Actually, you know, the lighting on the nut's not right, because the light's coming from the right. You wouldn't see that brightness. So let's fix that. I almost forgot to shade the nut. That's funny. So now it looks better, not so bright. The shadow here, I think it's fine, but I feel like I have to cross hatch it here. It's funny how we artists, we just kind of keep going and going and going. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. Promise. Alright, well, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching my videos, and I hope you always learn something from watching my stuff. And don't be afraid to leave sketchy lines and stuff like that, because it gives your drawing life. You don't want to draw like dark lines everywhere. That's really stiff, and you don't want to shade everything. Everything you see kills the drawing too. Toodaloo.